Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Guys are doing well because they're having a wonderful day on this 24, I don't know, 23, October 2024. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like this instead. Is it better? I feel like it's better. So that way we get to see me eat. Um, I had a plan for today. I had a plan for a video of the day. Because again, long story short, hi, I'm in Vendetta. I made a mistake. Hi, I fucked it up. Um, instead of ordering from one, instead of ordering one order of my DoorDash, because I prepare the order, and when I'm ready to eat, I just do it. For Halloween, we create content, so we tried the Krabby Patty yesterday, and we tried the Wendy's Families today. So I ordered a lot of food. I had to film mukbang, and I had a subject um already thought of for this video. I had a subject thought of for my mukbang subject. Because again, we're trying the Wendy's Family Trio, and then Nicolado added a new video. And I want to come back on the last time we reacted to Nicolado Avocado, and I was so pissed that I kind of gave up on him. And I've been watching Nicolado for years. So giving up on him, it's not necessarily not a solution, but um, it's not something I want to do right away after one video. This guy has been my source of comfort for years. I've been listening to him while I was streaming. I've been listening to him while I was at work, and I kind of wanted to give the guy a another chance. So he made some content. He made a content with Hungry Fat Chick, which, I mean, it's okay. We're gonna play some Arc Knights. That way, we're doing two things at once, which is great. That way, I get to do content for the gaming channel and the normal channel. The thing with Hungry Fat Chick, it was a collab, and there's nothing wrong against collab, but you kind of want to see the guy on his own. So there you go. All I have to do is this. It's gonna be auto running. Arc Knight, ladies and gentlemen, not sponsored, but still. Okay, so before we start, the meal: churros from Burger King, onion rings and fries from Burger King, the Wendy's Whopper, and a nice piece of pie from Hershey. Now, I know if you're wondering, Ink, why are they all open? Because we did a taste test. We just did 5 videos with a taste of every single one of them. And without further ado, I kind of want to read some comments. That's what we do. Sorry if I keep on moving the camera. You're gonna understand why after. I want you guys to see me eat. There's another reason why. Like I said, there's a. Okay. No, dude, I don't want to see another video. I want to see this one. Okay, good. There's another reason why we're doing this, right? There's another reason. So the other reason why we're doing this is because Nicocado was the reason why we wanted to do mukbang, and we started reacting to making some reaction content. It wasn't 7 months ago, so he wasn't making content anymore. It was after he started making content. So this is kind of the first video I can do a reaction. Doing a reaction is cool, but doing a mukbang reaction of somebody that used to mukbang, I think it's just more flawless. Is the concept, is the idea of the life cycle. I don't know what's real anymore. Can we please get bloopers of you breaking characters? I beg. Okay. In every single video, he ate that skinny was telling the truth. It's a complicated thing because Nikki's smart. Nikki is really smart, and because Nikki is really smart, then he's kind of able to spin narrative. He's kind of able to be master of situations. See, with Nick, there's something very special. I know I'm talking a lot, but this is a talking video, and if you watch Nick, you watch hours of him talking. So, but see, a lot of people are gonna do in sensationalism. So a lot of the content creators are gonna see, yo, this is how much I make. This is how much this video is worth. This is how much money I put in this video. This is how much money participant of this video is gonna make. And Nick had to compete with that, but Nick was a simple person. Nick doesn't strike me as a person who had a fucking entire PR team. It was him in Orland, which I admire, but it has to do with views and finding something that's different. Anywho, enough talking. Let's go. Oh, of course, no volume.
It went pretty viral, way more viral than I ever thought it would.
Sorry, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We got so much to do today, so much to do. The fun part about this video is there's a precedent. Should possibly talk about that. I don't remember when, but there was some beef between. There was some beef. I don't know anymore between Penguin Zio and Nick over here, and it's another situation where Penguin was kind of right. The Penguin was kind of wrong. I'm gonna do a very quick recap. So what happened was Penguin made a video about how Nick was killing himself for views, and Nick was like, "Yo, this is a guy that's punching me. He's punching down," which is the truth. Critical was way larger than Nick. Did it mean that Nick didn't have? Did it mean that Nick deserved the hate? No. Did it mean that he should have because everybody from Penguin and Zio, every time they went and drove with Nick, kind of attacked him. You know, we've been doing that because our hands are greasy. So Nick was like, "Yo, I'm getting attacked," and even Penguin Zio was like, "Dude, I didn't mean like that." But then Nick went too far, and Nick called Penguin Zio fatphobic, and that's when Critical was like, "Dude, you're pushing me now. I made a mistake." I said, "I'm sorry," and then you attacked me. You want to know how it ends? Moist did a brand deal with Mr. Beast. Yeah. There you go. Look at him. He looks good though.
Really about to hit 50 million today, October 17th, 2024. Thank you to everyone for all your support. I figured
the video was filmed on the 17th. I do that too. So if you film it but you don't upload it, you guys saw when we uploaded it. What's today? I don't know. That's not it. Holy shit, I'm back.
I would sit down and talk to you more about my weight loss and everything, and also react to penguins who got the most views reacting to me and my weight loss. In case you didn't see the video on my main channel, basically, I'm an actor. I went to school for acting.
The only... It's a shame because... The only thing that went... The only thing that I heard from this video is that Nick kind of have some bad feeling of ultimate grudge over Penguin, but at the same time, I believe Nick wants to do something different. I'm gonna be completely honest, and I mean this in the best of ways. Nick made his money. He can die. He can stop making videos and die very comfortably. So now it's a passion project, and this is the new him, you know. So I don't think he's doing it for the money.
I have a very long history in performance. My background is in theater, and it was my dream to be on Broadway. Whether I was acting or doing violin, I craved that theater. In the case of Broadway workers...
To be fair, it does mention it a lot. It does mention it a lot. Talk about the theater, talk about art. I remember some videos of Nick. You see him crying like, "Oh my god, another fucking..." He's wearing the red shirt. If you know, you know. If you don't know, then I don't know what you're looking at. But and then I remember a video where he was crying because the music was so beautiful. Nick is extremely artistic, but living from an artist is very complicated. And I'm feeling very talkative tonight, so you're gonna hear me talk. Sorry. I also do mean this. I hope people don't think I'm attacking Nick, because that's not a goal. I'm a fan of his. I was very mad at the video they did a month ago. Very mad. I couldn't even finish reacting to it. But bygones be bygones, right? And the problem also with Nick is he was adopted. So Nick always felt like he was unloved. So Nick wants to live with his art, which is coming from within. That is acting, that is music, that is interpretation of music, that is interpretation of a script. And in theater, you have to get used to be told no. But when you crave that acceptance, when you crave that love, it's very hard, you know?
It's like you get a contract for a tour or a show, and when it's over, you're unemployed again. I basically employed myself on my own terms here on YouTube by doing this character and spreading it out for so many years. Something that I learned in my training, like in school, was that the actors who had to undergo like the greatest physical change.
The thing with Nick is, like, I'm thinking about surprised if you understood. I watched the other video without reacting. The thing with Nick is, Nick, it's not necessarily a problem, but it's not the best situation to be in. Nick, I gotta put this in a nice way. Nick, I feel very related to Nick, because my whole life is making content, and Nick put his whole life. But when you do that, you create a need for social media. You create a need for friends, and those friends are on social media because the only thing that you do every single day is social media. That creates some fake friendship. The problem with Nick is he was playing this character, as he says, and there's time where you can clearly tell he's playing a character, clearly. But at the same time, there's time where he was himself, and the problem is I don't know what's true and what's not true. And if I don't know what's true and not true, then I'm going to be negative, and I'm going to think everything is false.
They lost a lot of weight for their role, or they gained a lot of weight. Those actors tended to have the greatest impact. You know, when you watch someone on screen and you've seen them before and other stuff, you start getting that backlog of, oh yeah, I remember them from this and this and this. But when they're like physically unrecognizable, totally different people, you don't get that backlog running through your brain.
How about I know it's going to sound like I saw this video before, but I'm usually motion. I got ADHD, usually motion, and right away, maybe prove me wrong, prove me fucking wrong. But I'm liking this Nick a lot. I'm liking the energy of Nick a lot. The last video, it wasn't so much what he was saying as how he was saying it. He seemed so cocky, so in. So, oh, I fooled you all. You're all ends. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Those ends are the reason why you're rich. And again, I when I see Nick, I truly believe that he deserved the cash. He deserved it. Nick was, to a certain degree, Art Nights. Again, not a sponsor, but could be. Nick was, to a certain degree, one of the hardest workers. A lot of people, they see my content and say, oh my god, Ink, you work so hard. Ink, you have to channel. Ink, you're always uploading. How do you do it? How do you... One of the reasons why I'm able to do it is because of people like Nick Ocado, people like Mick Juggernuggets, who really put in the time and work. Nick was uploading 2 videos at a time a day. 2 mukbang. That's editing. That's getting the food. That's cooking the food. That's editing. That's answering the comments. That's checking your social media to see what is the topic to talk about. See, even I just didn't agree. And I know I was talking about myself, but this is a reaction. This is how I react. So it's like Nick was playing a character, I'm playing myself, right? So with Nick, I think Nick is a very smart guy. But is he smart enough to have, 5 years of 2 times a day things to talk about? No, nobody does. Nobody does.
Do the talking, I'm the client, and you better do it by the end of the night.
And so it was really easy for me to blur that boundary between fact and fiction, like I said, because I was physically so unwell. How do you take someone seriously or think that they're in control, when they look so out of control?
I'm just craving food. I kind of look mostly skinny. Thanks for being here for the show, and what?
Oh my god. I have to stop stopping the video. I'm in love with this video. Again, the energy is different. It's a very calmer Nick. It is not so much like, fuck you, I had you. It's like how I had you. When I was young, my father had the weirdest thing to do. I would get in trouble. And he would come in and he would tell me how did he find out that I did something bad. And Nick, that's exactly the thing he did. He's gonna give you shit and then he's gonna say, hey, this is what you did bad,
I had a CPAP machine. I could barely bend over. I had a scooter to get around. This was all part of the plan. You think like, wow, they've really let themselves go. But I didn't.
Look at him. smiling. You can see that the smile is real. I believe in it. I mean, I'm stupid. It seemed happier. It seemed healthier also. The thing with Nick also was bad, really bad. Yes. You created a character? Yes. But he got so much hate. He was bullied every single day. Feel bad for the man.
I knew what I was doing. I wanted to get that big because I came to this knowing that I would gain weight and knowing I would lose weight and knowing I would use the weight gain to kind of mask a new character I would develop for myself in the process. Like as I was growing on the screen, I would be diving deeper into this character work. This manic, self-absorbed, crazy, unhinged.
It's weird because Nick did that for 5 years.
Bizarre man is trapped in his apartment, suffocating his lungs with food and junk.
Ooh. Oh, looks really pretty though.
You may not like the guy, but if what he's saying is true, I'm thinking it's true. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm a fan, dude. I'm a fan. I was a fan. This motherfucker was Emin Kid Boga. Okay, but I've been listening to him for 5 years. Nick Ocado. And Kid Boga. And also GMM, Good Mythical Morning, were the 3 channels that I listened to the most during the pandemic. Now, I don't know about you, but my pandemic was 6 months. Cooped up in the apartment. Yeah.
They're brand new mac and cheese in here, mac and cheese in here. I was in control of all of it. Closet, cheapers, oxygen tank. I'm gonna get new clothes because
I do also like the transition, how he brings back things that he did versus things that he didn't do. I really do like that.
none of these fit. And so the video I'm posting today on the other channel, I'm releasing clips that I had filmed where I would look at the camera and I said, I'm about to gain a lot of weight. And I'm gonna convince the world that I'm crazy. The fatter I get, the more impactful this will be. Or, when I'm 30, I'm done. Or, we have 5 years left, and then I'm gonna turn this around. You just wait and see. And all
that is great. But I got one question. What's next? It's sad because there's a, not, I wouldn't say majority, but there's a large amount of people that are going to see Nicaragua as his fat guys again,
These clips were published years ago. I had been slipping them into my regular content. Little drippings along the way, leaving all these hints and clues for 7 years straight. This weight gain was deliberate, and I was 100% in control the entire time. How do you believe that someone's going to plan out gaining weight and losing weight and developing a character while doing it? It sounds too wild. It sounds like a movie, right?
That's true, fine. But the craziest thing is, I don't think it's a really positive thing, but I think it's a crazy thing. Nicaragua is going to inspire people to do that. Nicaragua will inspire people to do that.
This is something I've always wanted to do. You could even tell in my soliloquy, I am always 2 steps ahead. I mean, these are characters, and it's the vision I've had forever. And the whole character thing, I want to make people laugh. I just want to make people smile, entertain them. You turn on the news, it's horrible, sad stuff. I just wanted you to have 30 minutes a day where you're
I'm straight, okay? But the reason why I fell so in love with Nicaragua Avocado, the reason why I fell so in love with the content, was because I started watching him. It's crazy. This is a true story. I found out about Nicaragua Avocado a month before the Veronica So, Stephanie So, Veronica Wang, Stephanie So, drama. And that's really when his character took a turn. But if you look at a character like 2-3 years ago, if you look at the Stephanie So, wait a second, I'm going to show you. I'm gonna tell you exactly. So he did. He said that he did it something for 7 years, right? So let's check it out. Stephanie. So Nick. Okay. Okay. Cool. 4 years ago. So I've been listening to Nick for 4 years. There was really a shift. See, and I said that in my last video, and I said that all often. My little issue with Nick was I thought the character was very hated. Now, as much as I want to believe that he created everything and he controlled everything, there's Tiffany so drama I couldn't control that. So how do you do that? And that's a very risky thing. You have this plan for 5 years. You have this plan. He said he started 7 years ago, but okay, 7 years ago, 7 years, no problem. I'll accept it. But then the first thing he did was being a vegan. Was that his plan? Then he got dejected by the vegan community. But when you hear him talk about the vegan community, there's a harsh feeling there. There's resentment there because he calls them a. I'm not saying this. He calls them a cult. He calls them some brainwashing. So there was some resentment there. And then he played his character, and he grew. And the thing with Nikocado is he grew and grew and grew and grew and grew and grew and crazy grew. And it's a beautiful thing to see him. And it's also my biggest issue with Nick, my biggest heartbreak with Nick was I found this character that I really fell in love with. And when I look at the YouTuber, see, the celebrity, I don't really care. But the YouTuber, they're just like us. I follow people like Kid Boga. Kid Boga is a sweetheart. I follow people like AGP who died chin up. You may not like it, AGP. You may dislike the Green family. That's your choice. And even Nick, to a degree, I was watching him, and I was like, you should have stopped before. At the end, I was not watching Nick. I couldn't watch Nick. I wouldn't allow myself to watch Nick because I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? So what I would do, and that's a true story, I wouldn't watch the newest video. I would watch the old video to see the Nick that I like. And that's a bit of a parasocial experiment that's crazy because you're like, well, I don't really like the new you, so I'm going to be watching the old you. The old you is dead, though. But I'm still going to be able to watch it. It's so weird.
Your mind off all the stress, and you see this person. You might feel better about your own life. Wow, I thought my life was bad. Look at this person getting so fat.
Also, to defend Nick, I just want to give a message. Who am I? I'm nobody, right? I'm a dude who's filming a video at 2:56 a.m., who's eating junk food. I'm nobody. Okay? That's true. I'm 31 years old. I'm looking for a job. I'm still looking for a job. I don't have a girlfriend. I live in a 1.5. Okay? And guess what? I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I'm still able to tell fuck you to people who are asking, oh, Nikki lost some weight. Where's Orlin? They're stupid. They're fucking stupid. You should, instead of being happy that Nick lost the weight, oh, Orlin, did he lose the weight too? And even if he did, would that change for you? You don't give a fuck. You just want to troll or complain and shit.
It's got to go. Look at my body. Look at my booba. Actually, don't look there. Excuse me. My eyes are up here. Look at my hair. So ugly. My head looks like a used toothbrush.
Just very over-the-top theatrical, like a pie smashed in my face, or I look over there and a cake comes flying, fighting with Orlin, chopstick wars, and, two grown men fighting with noodles and plastic toys. He threw salad at me, lettuce.
The funniest thing, there's a channel called Uncle Vinny, and Uncle Vinny has put compilation of Orlin and Nikocado fighting, and it's by years, and I think the 2022, I think it's 9 hours. My favorite part of Orlin and Nick fighting, and I was so stupid, is because Nick, it was during the period where he said, oh, I'm almost 300 pounds, this Subway's gonna make me 300 pounds, and they were fighting, and Orlin has Jasper, and Nick had another guy, I don't remember, I don't fucking care. And then Nick was calling Orlin the baby daddy of his baby. But Nick's a dude. It's cool. And also, the fun thing here is they would fight. And if that's planned, that's crazy because with society, you see a man hitting his woman, his wife, his girlfriend, his neighbor, woman. Like, what a fucking piece of shit, right? What a douchebag. But then you're seeing a gay couple with two men there hitting each other. Like, oh, there's no problem. It's a bit weird, right?
Very slapstick,
We
over
still have the pie and I'm full.
the top theatrical comedy, like Dumb and Dumber or The Three Stooges, just very theater, you know. I just wanted to make people smile. That was my dream.
See, the way he says that, right? I swear to God, I actually admire that. But if he had said that in a previous video where he was acting like a villain, I would have lost it. But here, he seemed calmer. Do I agree with what he did? But that's his life, though.
Role that I did not get on Broadway, I did not get in the theater. You know, it's one thing to do a show for a month. It's another thing to do a show for 8 years.
Last night I went to
And the nicest thing about it is when you look at shows, I want you guys to picture a show that you guys remember. I want you guys to picture a show that you guys liked. I want you guys to picture a show that you watched as a kid that you still remember. Most of those shows were lasting for a season. If you look at shows right now, some of the best shows, I saw a poll yesterday on YouTube, and they were saying, what is the best show? Breaking Bad, Sopranos, Lost, and I don't remember the last one, but the better one was Sopranos, and Sopranos lasted 9 seasons. No, 9 seasons is a shit ton of time. I want you guys to go back, okay, to possibly one of the most successful movie series in the world. We're talking about fucking Harry Potter. Harry Potter with 7 books, 1 a year. That's 7 years. Harry Potter with 8 movie. That is 8 years.
bed really early. I was just all tuckered out, so I said, "Goodbye, Moon," and I snuggled on into bed to catch some Z's. Little did I know that while I slumped...
It's nice to see... Well, it's weird because they're not having a conversation, but it's nice to see a more calm Nick. Because, hopefully... And I love Charles, but... I mean, there's situations that happened before. And... the way it ended doesn't portray a happy ending. But knowing the kind of person that Charles is, possibly texted. Charles is one of the nicest YouTuber out there. Charles probably texted Nico Cado, congratulations.
We'd all been paid a visit by someone very special. And I'm not talking about Santa Claus, but I am talking about another man in a red shirt. Nikocado Avocado. I woke up this morning in a different timeline. I think we shifted back to the Berenstain Bears universe and left the Berenstain Bears universe behind.
Mandela effect. I actually,
Yeah, Mandela effect. That's exactly it.
you know, that
So this is crazy. The Mandela effect is a lot of people, and that's super insane. A lot of people, myself included, remember shit from when we were a kid. Remember shit, and then I don't know in which exact moment, but something changed. And you look around you, and everybody's like, no, it was always that way. You're like, am I fucking weird? And the thing with the Mandela effect, what is the Mandela effect? The Mandela effect is remembering the fries, to be curly fries at Burger King, but they've always been like that. And the craziest thing is peer pressure. It's not so much about what you remember, it's about what the population remember. So the population remember that the fries were normal, then you're the weird one out because you think they were curly. And a lot of people believed that the Mandela effect happened during the lockdown. A lot of people believe that. I don't know. There's some things that I believe happened. Did we switch the dimension? I don't think so. But who knows?
is a really crazy theory, and I totally remember Berenstain Bears. I might skip over all the parts of me talking we already know, but I want to say something about this, like, for 5 seconds. 2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. As McGold pointed it out as a theory, but he was correct.
Bro, this dude was fucking good, dude. The fuck?
No one else caught on to it. That sound was a deliberate choice. That sound is deliberate, and the reason I did it is, as he pointed out, which was so creepy that he knew, it's for creepiness. It's supposed to be unsettling, like that fan in the background or that water dropping. I love when it's like real and not over the top with post.
I love Asmongold Gold too. Asmongold Gold. I'm gonna sound like an asshole. I'm gonna sound like a fucking asshole. Asmongold Gold is this weird friend, this nerd friend. You're like, yeah, he is cool, but you know. And then you realize that no, he's really fucking cool. And the craziest thing about Asmongold Gold is when you really think about it, when you really listen to what he says, this guy has a social knowledge that is outstanding. This guy understands situation. And one of my, not my favorite, I prefer Asmongold by far, but one of my favorite moments was Tectone. As Tectone is seemingly way more a social he's way more socially mature than Asmongold. And there was a moment where he had a fight with his ex-girlfriend, and Asmongold came out of fucking nowhere, analyzed the situation, gave a solution, and everybody looked at him. Where the fuck does that come from? So shout out to Asmongold.
Production. I like it to be like in the moment. So I want to feel like home video, home style. I don't want to be super high quality edited, and that's the point. It's
home style. People really miss that about YouTube. This is what it is. This is how we're doing it. This is the home style. You see, I just said that this very video, I care about Nico Gallo because he's not like me, but he's a simple human being like me. When you look at those celebrity, and those celebrity to a certain degree, there's some of them that are really, really, like, I'm looking at a character like Queen O'Reeve. Queen O'Reeve lives a very normal lifestyle, but when you look at them, I don't think it's necessarily the society, the celebrity that are a problem. I think is the workplace of celebrity. I think is the Hollywood, the Las Vegas, the behind the scene, the secret. I'm watching a show right now called Painkiller, and Painkiller is exactly that. Is the behind the scene of the medical and pharmaceutical domain, and it's really bad because you're like, people knew that was dying dangerous. So with Hollywood, I feel that, but when we have those human interaction, when we have those house interaction, that's where it truly shines. In this video, I also said I'm this dude who's eating food at 1 o'clock. Now, do you honestly think, and I can prove it, it's 1 o'clock, I don't care, but do you honestly think it's 3 a.m.? 3 a.m. Do you honestly think that I'm the only person who's alone on the Wednesday night, 3 a.m. in eating? No.
Supposed to look very like a man grabbed his camera in a room. That's the delivery. Anyways, let's skip over me talking. I just want to hear about...
This moment right here is this generation's I Am Your Father. This is up there with the Darth Vader identity reveal. Perhaps one of the most unexpected things I've seen in quite some time.
I'm sorry, guys. It's so nice to see them both. You can kind of tell that Charlie's smiling a little bit, and Nick is. It's a beautiful moment.
When I was watching this, I let out an audible whoa. My body itself, my soul, was shocked when he took the mask off there. So he gives like a villain monologue that sounds like it's out of the Fallout universe, talking about how he's 2 steps ahead because he had played the villain for so long now. Losing 250 pounds is an unbelievable feat that's nothing shy of extraordinary. And he mentions how even yesterday, YouTubers and many other people were calling him...
But people were using this for views. And yeah, it is true, the 250. And I like that Charlie skipped the villain speech because the villain speech wasn't for me. Didn't like it. Didn't see the need for it. But the Nico Cado was really a thing. If you look, there's a guy who's calling himself the Mexican Nico Cado Avocado. There's a girl that says the female Nico Cado Avocado. Nick was often portrayed as this fucking this one of the 7 deadly sin is gluttonous. Nick was often publicly said, and it's kind of fun because Meat Canyon, and I love meat. You guys know that on the channel we did some reaction about Meat Canyon. I love meat. I love Papa Meat. I love the Papa Meat, and Papa Meat was calling him fat, and Nick was like, "Who is he calling fat? He's fat too." And you can see Papa Meat actually laughing at that, then having the realization of, no, Should have done that. That was shitty. Yeah.
Bad, fat, depressing, sick, and all of that, and still making videos about him, even while he secretly, over the course of 2 years, had been losing all of that weight and all.
Yeah, so that was what it was really entertaining for me. Again, I love the performance of this, and it's so exciting. Like, I'm watching all these people just rake me through the coals every day on social media as I'm sitting there getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier and just
The only thing that I don't understand is how we did it to hide it.
on my phone. Yep, calling me names. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I don't care. You know.
There's always gonna be this thing, bad publicity or good publicity. That's it. I mean, you're human, dude. But at the same time, yes, he's human, but Nick, in the most bizarre way, has achieved everything. In the most bizarre way, he has achieved everything. He has a husband that he loves. He's married. He has his pets, with Mr. Noodle we saw. He had his family. They're really close. He talks also one of his sister, but his sister and his father, they're really close. We only hear about the mom a lot, though. And Nick has enough money to last a lifetime. He made it, you know? And also, we're talking about Nick a lot, but shout out to Orlin, who enjoyed. Orlin, you see, you can tell, oh, Nick had it predicted. Nick had it planned. Nick had a liking to theatrical. What about Orlin? Orlin wasn't in theater. Orlin didn't give a shit about theater. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, I don't know. But Nick was like, hey, we're gonna do this, it's gonna take 7 years. And it's gonna be a fun part. And Orlin, I doubt, and I'm not calling him stupid, but I doubt any people that your partner comes in and say, hey, we're going to do this plan over 7 years, where I'm going to gain some weight, I'm going to lose it, and I'm going to be one of the most hated person on the internet. I don't know a lot of, partners would have done that. I don't know a lot of partners would have been. My family, in my personal life, my family itself, they have a harder time where they're like, oh, hey, can you put the phone down? Can you stop recording? You know, to this next 3 days, we're gonna be going to see Venom number 3, and my boy, one of my best friend, he was like, yo, let's make a VODs. Now I know that this guy doesn't want to be on camera, but he did it for me. And then there's another guy that is gonna come, and he doesn't really want, and we're not close, so like, what am I doing? You know, it's tough, bro. It's tough. It's one thing for Nick to be Nick. It's one thing for a content creator to be a content creator. The other thing for their life. See, I could compare it to, and it's very ironic because we're talking about Nick Avocado, but we can compare it to bodybuilding in itself. And bodybuilding it's crazy. There's weeks where everything you do is calculated. You're not drinking water. You're constantly working out. It's a lifestyle. You see, Demon Dean is a really good example of how it is.
You will. The Sunny V2, Nick Avocado is like sad, depressing, da-da-da. I'm just like, It's exciting for me. I had so much fun with it, and I'm still gonna have fun with it. But yeah, it was an experience for me as well as you guys to see this reveal, because I was getting skinny, watching people call me fat for over 2 years. It was actually over 2 years, and you guys saw the Oopaville stuff, and
at the same time, even though it was fun for you, there's a day where all you being called and insulted, you can't open your windows. You can't open up your application without seeing your own face and people insulting you. It's very taxing, you know?
I had already lost like 40 pounds during that interview, but I was already so fat no one really knew. I mean, when you're like 400 pounds and you get down to 350, you're still so fat. It's like, okay, you're still fat, you know? I mean, yes, it's progress, but...
And that's the nicest thing about... I actually really like Oomphaville. Not in the same way that I like Nicarado, but I really like the character of Oomphaville. He's very himself. I love that relationship that he has with Comic Chris. I think they go well together. But that's the thing. Nick did a thing for with Oomphaville, and then it didn't stop. And Nick already had his content planned, but he didn't plan for a relationship or a friendship or a podcast with Oomphaville. And when it happened, and when he stopped, because Nick was losing weight, not because he got a fight. People were like, oh, they had a fight, dude. Probably Nick Ocado's fault. And Oomphaville shut up because Oomphaville didn't say shit. Shutout. How many people would have thrown Nick under the bus and say, hey, he's losing weight. He's secretly losing weight. How many people would have thrown him under the bus? Oompa-ville, no. That's a huge quality.
It's not where people are like, oh my god, almost can't even tell, because that's how big I was.
Oompa did a lot for Nick. Nick had a really Papa Meat and Oompa-ville are a really close friend. And when you look at the YouTube, Papa Meat he's still gonna swear, he's still gonna say bad words, and he's gonna get demonetized. He doesn't care. And you have this guy, and you have Oompa-ville, who, sorry to say, but autistic, and gonna be in the field. He's gonna shoot weapon, and doesn't give a fuck about money. And then they had the drama between Papa Meat and Nikocado Avocado, and Oompa-ville first reaction when they put them two together in a thing. Now the reality is, Papa Meat did a video about Nikocado and made fun of him, king of the mukbang, something like that. And Nikocado was mad at him. It's like, you're a fat guy calling another guy fat, as I said in this very video. And then the good part is, Papa Meat, after they had this mukbang together, never said a thing about Nikocado again. Never again. And everybody else was talking about Nikocado except for Papa Meat. Not a quality human being.
I was 411 at my heaviest. And so I had already lost 50 pounds or so. Don't remember the exact. But around that time, I developed a really bad cough. And I had to take Protozane, I think, or Predonose. I think it's some type of steroid to make your breathing better. But one of the bad side effects, which I guess was good for me, was you swell. You get moon face. You hold on to a lot of water weight. Like I gained 20 pounds in like 2 days of swelling. Like I ballooned up. I'm like, this is kind of perfect. Like low key. Like I don't want people to know I'm losing weight. Actually, not yet.
All the videos that people were talking about were actually videos that Nikocado had filmed 2 years prior and kept drip feeding to the community to keep them either entertained or keep
See, that's the beauty of Charlie. The word he used drip feeding. When's the last time you use that word? But even I always speak French. My first language is French. I can barely speak English if you guys didn't notice. Even I, that doesn't have a master of the language, I know what drip is. Dripping. Feeding, I know what it is. Put it two together. Okay.
Fanning the flames of drama for people to latch on to. It is actually very fascinating. Now, some of you might recall about 4 years ago, Nikocado Avocado and myself had a tiny bit of beef. I'm talking like a Salisbury steak level of beef between us, and...
Okay, I'm smiling
I love that.
Because A, I wasn't that serious when I said those things about him, and B, I also know that he wasn't serious that much about the things he was saying. I mean,
I'm not sure about that. I believe that I believe Charlie's a good person. I believe that he was calling out Nikocado for saying this person is dying for view. He's killing themselves for view. That's the actual title of the video. Now, if that's true, that's horrible. And I think that Penguin really felt like that. And Penguin did it with the utmost love for people. Not for Nick, but for people. He didn't want people to see Nikocado die for views, because like it has to stop, right? It has to stop. There has to be some guideline, limited guideline. And also Charlie is very smart. He knows that YouTube it's been slowly for years and years and years becoming more about drama, right? Who are you seeing right now in the streaming? You're talking about Aiden Ross, you're talking about Nico, you're talking about Neon, you're talking about who else? But those guys are drama. So for Charlie to be like, yo, I know this is a drama, this is going too far. I think that he did that being purposeful. I think that he did that being nice. Being caring for the population, the people. And I believe that without knowing that Nick was losing weight, he saw the reaction of Nick. And I personally believe my interpretation of the event, that he possibly understood that Nick was addicted to food, that he couldn't help himself, that he had to eat to survive. I believe that he believed that Nick was also a victim of this, and they might as well make a living out of it. and that's the reason why he kind of backed out. But then Nick again tried to call him. So what happened was there was this Penguin made a video, Nick made a video. That was it. Penguin didn't try. After that, the Penguin fan came for Nick, and that's when Nick said, "Yo, this is enough. You're showing your people." And what Nick said is also true. You know the impact that you have. You have the reach that you have. I'm a huge guy when it comes to reach. I think about reach a lot. The bigger your channel is, the bigger your notoriety is, the bigger the reach of your what you're saying is gonna be. And I absolutely stand by that. However, I also stand by the fact that you shouldn't be called responsible for. We're getting into religion a little bit. We're having books like the Quran. We're having books like the Bible that are still being interpreted today, but they're 1,000 years old. So if you haven't figured it out in 1,000 years, chances are you're not gonna figure it out. That's the way I think.
To an extent, there's truth to it, where it's kind of like fake outrage and fake level of concern. Like, yeah, he's concerned, but not really, because he knows it gets the. I know how to get the views, but he also knows how to get the views. I mean, he's a reaction channel primarily. Like, he talks about what's timely, what's relevant, what's going around, what's trending. And I was trending in that moment, and he's like,
That's not true. Charlie was a streamer, Facebook.
let me talk about it. So I was like, this is not like real deep concern, but let me just say we're concerned. Yeah, it's all very shallow and superficial. And I hammed it up. It was good content for both of us. But that's why I'm smiling, because I know he's, that's why he tosses it off in his mind. It's like, oh, little beef. Because he knows it wasn't that serious either. Now, I've never talked to him in person, like behind the scenes. Maybe his feelings got hurt. I don't think I said, well, yeah, I did say some mean things. Oh my gosh, I hope you're not mad at me, Penguins, for calling you moist cuticles and boring or what. I don't even know what I said.
At this point, also, Nick, what you have to understand was he was constantly being attacked. And I have to take for Nick here. I do like Penguins Zio, but I have to take for Nick. Nick was constantly being attacked everywhere. Left, right, center, north, south. But the difference with Penguin is Penguin had a different reach. He had a bigger reach than Nick. All of the small channel had 100,000 followers, and but Nick was sitting at a 12 million. That's 0.02%. So it didn't have a big standing. Now most of these subscription were dead people. When you say dead people in the internet, is that people that are not using their account, people that are their account are defunct. If YouTube was to put a stop to the account that are no longer in service or no longer being used for the last year, 2 years, the number of channel with over 5 million, 10 millions would go down. My apologies.
Oh, I think I said something about his hair.
You're friends with him?
Most of them, yeah.
Moist cuticles.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He wears white shirts.
Cuticles with his long, greasy, strangly hair. Being all hypocritical, saying, oh, you can't have this to eat. And he eats burgers on his channel all the time.
That's true, he does.
Or Moist Cubicles made that video. I was furious! I'm getting angry just thinking about that.
You see, this is a character also. But you see, this is what I know. This is why I stopped listening to Nikocado. Seeing this and said, like, you're fucking dumb, dude. Shut the fuck up. But he's a character, so.
I like your hair. I want to grow my. I shaved it deliberately, make a more dramatic effect, because I wanted to look as different as I could.
After all that drama, I had actually kept up with Nikocado Avocado, occasionally just tuning in.
Oh, did you?
To check in and see what's going on. I made a video like a year ago on a piece
Charlie's a caring dude.
of content that Nick dropped where he actually did talk about a weight loss journey that he was going on, and I've kind of just been cheering him on from the sidelines ever since then.
Oh, I did see that video. Oh, thank you. I did see that video. That was so nice of you.
Good.
I did a test. I'm like, let me do a little, put my foot in the pond and kind of see how it feels. Where I just say I lost 89 pounds. It wasn't really 89 pounds. That's just another joke. Another joke, I have fun with my chair. We need new chairs. I think I broke this chair, it's so squeaky. Yeah, so thank you for the nice things. He seemed very happy for me. And it was around the time when there was a lot of bad things on the internet, like scandals and a lot of negativity in the news, world events, and everyone was just really low in their spirits. And
It's nice. It's nice because this feels like we're turning the page, you know?
I guess I did bring a little happiness. I don't know. People are happy for me. I think anytime someone tries to make themselves better physically and take their health in control, it inspires people. Because there's a lot of people out there who are fat too. And they're like, okay, if he can do it.
Hoping that he'd follow through on that and just to see where it all goes. So to see this come up was not...
It's not only the 250 pounds that he lost it in 2 years. That's phenomenal.
Only extremely surprising, just given how much weight he had lost in a relatively short period of time. I know to a lot of people, 2 years, like on the internet terms, that's like ancient history. Things that happened 2 years ago, that might have...
That's a... Oof. Oh, fuck.
Void century that no one remembers. But, like...
Okay, with the One Piece reference. Come on, dude.
Speaking realistically, 2 years to lose 250 pounds... That's a speed run. Those are gold splits.
I haven't made a video for like 2 years. And so we literally just got him back like a couple months prior before making this video. And he's an adult now. When we had Noodle, he was a baby. He didn't even have all his feathers come in. Like he still had all his chest bare because he was a baby. It takes years for them to get all their adult feathers.
He mentions that it's been 2 years since he's made a video. So you can... piece little breadcrumbs together in your head and follow this path here, connecting the dots. He has released videos on all of his channels over the course of 2 years. Quite a few of them.
That's the smart thing that he did. So Nikocado had multiple channels, and the reason for that is super simple. It's a question of CPM, which is a coin per revenue. It's something with the revenue. It's how much money you make per million views or per 1,000 views. And Nick usually say that, but Nick had this, not necessarily an issue, but Nick had this reality where he was posting for every single channel for a very simple reason. I'm sorry. Thought I was gonna sneeze. Where he did put videos. So for example, right, if your channel, my channel has 26,000 videos. Facts. But if you don't upload, your channel's gonna die. So YouTube is gonna treat it as a dead channel. It won't recommend it. YouTube will check out your activity. So the number of videos you release, the number of comments you get, the number of concurrent comments you get. This week, when you're a content creator, you see your weekly stats. Let's say, okay, this week you had a lot of comments. I'm gonna push your videos. Oh, this week you didn't have that money. What happened? Oh, you didn't release video. We're not gonna push that much. It's been a month since your comments, your likes have been going down. There's gonna be consequences because they want to put proactive people. And also, it's a really good thing. We're playing this game. That I'm gonna stop this video after that. I'm gonna do a part 2 because I have to go pee. We're playing this game Written for Ray Fantasio right now, which is a fantastic game on this 23 October 2024. I mentioned the date because it released 2 weeks ago. And in the game itself, it is the main bad guy power is only if he gets elected. So the king is dead. It's a long story, but I'm gonna make it short. The king is dead, so they want a new king, and because the new king is a bad guy, then the old king was like, no, I don't want you. So what he does, he's like, I'm gonna put some magic, and I'm only gonna allow the person who the public choose, which is democratic. With this, so YouTube does the same thing. It's like, okay, well, this channel doesn't get any views, let it take its place, and it's a democracy that wins. Then again, you can buy views, so
the same frequency that he used to, but he still had a ton of videos.
It was around 100, I think. I have more Nikocado, which is this channel, that had dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of videos. Then we have Nikocado 3, which had dozens and dozens and dozens of videos. I had my second channel. I had Nikocado Shorts. My TikTok, I posted like 100 TikToks throughout this whole time of pre-recorded stuff that I knew I had to release as I was losing the weight. So it was a lot. It was
because you're in a position where you have to maintain the channel you have to maintain that your channel is active. You have to maintain that your channel is posting and being on the platform, and that's why you see a guy like Matt Pat, that he beloved, took his retirement. Oh, I'm ending on the channel. He still has some things thick, and I love Matt Pat, but he still has some thick in the channel. He just don't want to lose those things. Oops. And for Nick, it's like, okay, well, I have 5 channels. I have again, where he says, I'm like, shit, I have to maintain all 5 of them together. But then again, you can see every single channel. Like, oh yeah, he's the same weight, so that makes sense.
surprised my computer didn't explode. Try to put it all together.
Videos that were posted 2 weeks ago, or even as recent as 5 days ago, where he is that same weight, were all apparently recorded years ago. Nick actually just had a crazy backlog, like the Library of Alexandria for mukbangs, and he just kept going to the vault to upload some of that old pre-recorded content as if it was new, and people were none the wiser. I even went through these 2 videos here in particular just to see if I could find like a date somewhere on like his phone, or when he went to the Heart Attack Grill, like maybe like a calendar
Nice, that's a good idea.
Remember when I said I lost 89 pounds or whatever, which was kind of a joke? I mean, I did lose weight. Oh, I don't think it was really 89, but that's another joke. I'm a jokester. But, yeah, so I had a lot of cheat days and I had some breaks and I had setbacks like most people have setbacks.